We received an urgent message from a follower. A dog had been hit by a car and could no longer walk properly. They asked if we could come quickly and not leave him alone by the roadside. Without hesitation, we immediately set out to the scene. When we arrived, the dog was being looked after by a woman running a small roadside stall. She hadn't left him and stayed by his side. What broke our hearts was how gentle he was. He just laid there quietly, not barking or struggling, as if he knew help was on the way. Anwen slowly knelt down beside the injured dog. She didn't say much, just gently wiped away the tears from his eyes, little by little. The little dog was surprisingly calm and cooperative. He didn't resist at all, allowing us to examine him and come close, even gently leaning into human hands. It's hard to imagine what pain and fear he must have gone through, yet heartbreakingly, he still chose to trust humans. When I slowly approached him, the little dog didn't pull away. Instead, he moved a little closer, as if searching for a sense of safety. In that moment, I could feel that he seemed to sense our kindness. Despite everything he had been through, he was still willing to trust and come closer to people. Anwen carefully picked the dog up, and he didn't resist or panic. He simply rested quietly in her arms. In that moment, it felt like he had finally found somewhere safe to lean on. To thank the kind woman at the roadside stall for caring for him, Anwen stopped and bought something from her, offering a simple but heartfelt gesture of gratitude. In Anwen's arms, the little dog looked especially gentle and calm. His eyes were soft. His face showed no aggression, only the exhaustion and tenderness that came after suffering. As a gentle breeze passed under the roadside lights, the moment felt quiet and warm, as if all his pain was briefly wrapped in kindness. In Anwen's arms, you could clearly feel how exhausted the little dog was. His body was weak, his breathing light, as if he had used up all his strength. It wasn't just tiredness, but a deep exhaustion after pain, fear, and loneliness, something that makes it hard to even look at for too long. We quickly checked his hind legs, and what we saw was deeply concerning. The skin had been heavily rubbed, already swollen and red, with some areas even injured and raw. What was even more surprising was that her mammary glands were still prominent, suggesting she might be a mother who had recently given birth, making her situation even more heartbreaking. I gently checked her mammary glands and could clearly feel there was still plenty of milk. At that moment, we were almost certain she was a nursing mother. But what tightened our hearts even more was this question: where were her puppies? We had no idea. A sense of urgency and worry surged in, yet there was nothing we could do except feel helpless. If she was a mother, then where were her puppies? Were they lost in traffic somewhere, or waiting helplessly in a corner we could never reach? We didn't know. There were no clues. Anwen simply held her a little tighter, as if trying to comfort her, and also carrying some of her anxiety. It was a complicated feeling, wanting to go and find her babies immediately, yet knowing in reality, we are often too late. In that moment, what hurt the most wasn't the physical injury, but this empty space of lost without being able to search. Anwen kept gently soothing her, stroking her body again and again to help her calm down. The dog curled up in her arms, neither resisting nor struggling, just quietly resting there. And the calmer she became, the more heartbreaking it felt, because you could clearly sense that she was exhausted to even be afraid anymore, left only with deep, quiet fatigue. When we examined her hind legs more carefully, continuous dragging and friction had already formed thick calluses and hardened skin. Anwen also expressed her heartfelt gratitude to the woman who stayed at the scene. Before we arrived, she had been by the dog's side the entire time, not leaving even once. In such a busy and unfamiliar roadside moment, it was this kindness that ensured the little life was not left alone in fear. When everything was settled and we were about to leave, the scene grew quiet. And when the roadside stall owner and the kind woman who had stayed by the dog all gently waved goodbye, there weren't many words, just a simple "see you." But it carried deep emotion. It felt like a silent way of saying, "Thank you for not letting this night feel too cold." As we placed her onto the vehicle, we prepared to head back to the rescue shelter. Ideally, she should have been taken to a hospital immediately for full examination and treatment. But the reality is, our funds are very limited. We can only bring her back first, care for her at the shelter, and give her anti-inflammatory medicine to ease her pain. Her chances of walking again are not high, and a dog like her may never find a family willing to adopt her. Even so, we will stay with her. If she cannot run again, then she will live peacefully. If she has no home, then the shelter will be her home. All we can do is make sure she is no longer astray and lives out her life in peace.